Geek and Garden Showcase. My name is Mark, and I'm glad to have you here today. We're going to talk about what I use to pick up items that I've won on online auctions today. So I'm going to walk you through some of my favorite things that I use, so it might help you whenever you go and pick up those things that you've won online as well. The first thing that I found to be very helpful is this fold down container crate that I use. I keep these in the back of my car. I think I have maybe 2 pair of these already and one larger one as well. But these are really neat. They fold down, but they also, you can pop these right up very easily. And this one actually has handles too. So, as you can see, makes a nice basket, and you can carry this along with you whenever you're going in to pick up items at an auction or estate sale. And this is also a great thing for groceries in the back of your car as well. So the one thing that I do is I first take a piece of larger bubble wrap and I line the bottom of this just for extra protection if I'm carrying glassware or anything like that. It just adds another layer of protection to things. So I kind of scoot that up on the sides. I'll take 2, that way it makes double padding across the bottom and on the sides like that. And then I always look for or try to keep these bubble wrap bags. Bubble wrap bags are the handiest thing because today auctions give you a certain amount of time to come in and pick things up, and then when you get there you've got to have your own wrapping most of the time. They will provide some materials, some auctions do, but not always, and it's always a good idea to have your own. And these speed things up so quickly because you have a nice pouch that I have laying out on the desk as a plug, but you can pop an item right into the bag, seal that up, put it right into your box. You're ready to go. You can do that really quickly with china, any type of smalls that you get, and pack them carefully into the box. I found that to be one thing that's always very helpful to have along in the car. Another item that I keep in the back of my car is just some plain sheets of paper to wrap things into. Now, a lot of times places will supply newspaper to wrap things in. I'm not a fan of that, especially if you're wrapping bone china, white china, anything that's really good like that. That newsprint is horrible to really good antiques. So it's always good to have just some plain wrapping paper. Tissue paper is also good. If you watched any of my other videos, so with that coralline vase, the first thing I did was I wrapped it with some tissue paper, and then around the tissue paper I put it in the bubble wrap and then put it into a box. I actually brought a separate box for that piece because, a little special piece like that you want to take extra care of. So keeping paper, keeping bubble wrap are 2 of the things I keep in my car at all times. Also, I keep various different types of moving blankets and wrapping blankets. I have 2 smaller ones like this that I use to wrap items in, and then I have a larger one that's about twice the size of the cargo area of my car, and I lay that one down over the back of the seats. It wraps up the sides, and then that way I can kind of fold it over and on top of things. Sometimes I don't even use these to wrap. Actually, when I use the fold-up boxes, I will scoot those back away from the door of the SUV and roll these up and put it up against the box. That way, whenever I go to open the door, it's an automatic door, it keeps things from falling out because things do shift in the car. And unfortunately, I have lost a couple of things when the door opens. They just slide right out of there. So this kind of acts as a buffer and barrier to put behind those boxes. That way you don't have any catastrophes that you're really not expecting to happen. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take you along as we go pick up some items at auction. So with the magic of TV, here we go. So here we are on location, and I've already prepared the 2 baskets to go pick up things. I'm not going to need this blanket, but I am going to need all these packing materials. I've got certain things that are going to be picked up here today. There's a car passing by, so I'm going to let that go, and then we'll resume. I am picking up an antique Victorian decanter. It's 2 pieces. I've got an Aladdin lamp that has 3 pieces. It's going to have a base, a chimney, and a shade. And I'll have a finger lamp that has a base and a chimney, and also some books, collector's books that I picked up at this auction for American Antique Furniture. So those things are going to be packed in these 2 containers. I've already pre-packed things. I've got my bubble wrap bags here so I know what's going in there. So we're going to go in, I'm going to get the stuff and load the car. So I'm very fortunate today. The auction house has already got everything grouped together for me. My books are here, the lamp is here, finger lamp is here, and my other piece, Victorian piece, is right there. So I'm going to be putting those together in these containers. So I'm placing my books first in the bottom of this one, and I think I'll just put a paper cover over top of those. And then we may lay another sheet of wrapping on top of that. And we'll see if we can't get the other pieces of glassware in there. This piece I'm going to take the stopper out, and I'm actually going to wrap each piece individually. So I have 2 bags, and put 1 piece in each of those 2 bags, and then place them in the box. Now with this lamp, I'm going to actually remove the chimney, and then I'm going to have 2 bags dedicated for this one, 2 of the bubble bags, and I'm going to wrap those, put them in here right beside where I've already got the decanter and the stopper placed in this container. Next I have this lamp. It's going to come apart in 3 pieces. I'm going to have the globe, the chimney, and the base that I'm going to have to wrap separately. So I've got a couple of bags I'm going to put top to bottom on this one. I'll probably just wrap the globe in bubble wrap and drop the chimney down into a new bubble bag. This pickup was a little bit busy in there, cramped quarters. Thankfully they were nice enough. They had a separate space packed for me where I could wrap. Whew, I'm kind of out of breath. I've got a car running behind me, so you may not be able to hear everything that I'm saying. I hope you can. I did get the pink Aladdin lamp packed in here. I've got it double wrapped with bubble paper. I put the shade over here, just kind of set it beside it because everything was packed in bubble paper, and I've got extra padding around it so it and the lamp don't clang together on the ride home. Also over here, extra paper that I brought on top, the chimneys, the art glass, everything's in there. Now I'm going to do the thing I told you about. I'm going to take the black blanket, I'm going to lay that across so you can actually see. I put that across the back. This will keep things from falling out the door of the SUV if these things should happen to slide around back there. So we've got everything packed in, ready to go. See you on the flip side of this when we get home. So we've made it safely back home. I've got all the cargo right here. Everything came home well. This is a really nice thing to do whenever you have things in the back of an SUV like this. Keep a rolled up thing, keeps things from sliding out. So I'm gonna go in and get this stuff unpacked. It's cold out here. We were 72 degrees just a few days ago, and now it's like 32, and snow flurries were flying earlier today. So gonna get this in, gonna get in where it's warm. As always, thank you for watching Antique and Garden Showcase. I look forward to seeing you in the next video coming up later this week. Have a good day. Bye.